Miss Tana,
Hello.
you were supposed to co-host
Yes.
this press conference.
Yes.
What happened?
Our timing just got really up. I thought I had to be here at 10 a.m. and makeup artist, just a bunch of crazy stuff. But I decided I still wanted to just like show up and support and like show face and like, cheer him on and like all that kind of stuff,
I love
So,
that.
yeah.
I love that because you guys did just announce your break. Not really a
Yeah.
breakup, but a break.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that you're still friends, working through this. What
Yeah.
sparked the break, though?
And like just because you take a break, does that mean that the day after you're like, I don't support you at all anymore? Like, of course I want to be here to cheer him on. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Jake really fell in love with boxing and it became kind of his whole entire world. And like I got really busy and we both were just at a place where it was like, I can barely fit you into my life coming from both ends, and it's like sometimes when you love someone so much, it's so much easier to let them go through a time where they can't love you the way that they might want to or the way you might want them to, So I feel like right now we're just at a point where all we really have time for to make work right now is friendship, and that's where it all started. And I love him too much to do anything else, So it's like, Jake's main love, main priority, main focus right now is boxing. So I still want to show support and just be a really good friend to him.
I asked him, but I'm curious what you're going to say. Is there a chance you guys get back together?
I think that questions that look so ahead in the future like that are what f me up every single time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm making impulsive decisions based on what I think is going to happen in the future. But in reality, none of us know what is going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
And if you're so busy living in the future with all of that anxiety when you could be living in the present, like, what the are you doing? No offense. I'm just saying.
That, yeah.
So it's like for me to sit here every day and be like, are we going to get back together? Is like, that'd be so toxic for my mental state. So it's more so like I'm taking it day by day. And like, I love him. I always will love him. And if it's meant to be, it will be, you know what I mean? But if it's not, then it's like I'm not going to try to force something that isn't there for the both of us,
Was it you or him that initiated the breakup? Or was that even...
No, I don't think it was like that at all. I think it's more so that we both just... I think there was a moment where we both just kind of noticed that things weren't as easy as they used to be, I guess. You know what I mean? Seeing each other, being around each other, making time to do, as our interests divide, I'm still in love with YouTube and making videos like we were and all that kind of stuff. And he's falling in love with boxing and like whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like, I never want to be in a position with someone I love so much where I'm forcing a fake reality to try to like keep that, you know what I mean? And I think that because Jake and I are always so on the same page, it was like we didn't even have to talk. We both could just look at each other and know that this wasn't the right time to try to nurture something that like couldn't be there in that moment, And it's like I would only want to, be together at a time where every day is the most fun day ever. Like, I want to do it then. So I don't think anybody really initiated anything. I think we're both just kind of always on the same page.
Sure, I get that. There were a lot of naysayers about the relationship to begin with, saying, is this real? Is this fake? I mean,
that.
yeah. I mean, I even talked to...
Understandably so, though. Like, honestly, if I was a YouTube watcher and not watching me, I'd be like, that is so fake.
Yeah,
like
even Logan today was like, oh, did they break up? He kind of kind of
Yeah.
like scoffed at it. So what do you say to those people?
I think it's always going to be like that. I mean, I made a video a few weeks ago, probably like a week or two ago, really talking about my mental health and like the love I have for Jake and the way that I looked at the relationship. And at this point, that's realistically all I can do other than slowly release music over time or come out with books or whatever it may be. But I mean, like, what? I'm going to spend every day defending myself to every single person, every single internet troll, every single everything. I understand why people think it wasn't real. And in a lot of ways, it wasn't. Like, what was the wedding? What was all of that? But like, my love for Jake is something that's like, why am I here right now? It's undeniable. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm trying to open a new chapter of loving myself and, helping my young following watch that growth so that the young girls that watch me can learn to love themselves. Sorry, that was a lot of talking.
No,
Continue.
I love the honesty and how candid you always are. And you mentioned your mental health and you're always very open about that. So I'm just curious, how are you doing?
Thank you. You're so sweet. That's so nice of you to ask. It's crazy that you say that because it's like I'm working with one of my best friends' companies, Make Sure Your Friends Are Okay, to kind of start an entire campaign and like charity stuff, charity related stuff in 2020. And obviously everything behind Make Sure Your Friends Are Okay is just starting a conversation with someone you know or don't know about asking if you're okay and normalizing the stigma of it not being, you know what I mean? Like of it being easy to check on your friends. So it's like right now I know that I'm going through it. It's really hard to do anything like a breakup, in the media, but also I signed up for this and also I'm laying in my bed, and it's like, of course I wish I could just support Jake as a friend off camera, but Jake is doing things like this where there are lots of cameras around. So I'm here, I'm happy for him, he's still my best friend, we're working on everything, and 2020 is gonna be a amazing year. Tana, take over per usual, but yeah.
You're such a warrior.
No, you're so sweet. My fans are doing it all for me. I swear to God, they've carried me through the last few months, so.
Are you looking to date again soon, or will you kind of take time for yourself?
It's kind of funny when people ask me that, because I'm like, no, like I really just want to be surrounded by love, like my friends and the people that like I love and that I'm passionate about being around and whatever, and taking time to just learn to love myself and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not doing anything. I'm just doing me. You know what I mean? You never know what anything holds. I'm never gonna write anything away because obviously I'm Tana and I'm impulsive as. But yeah, I don't know.
What'd you learn about yourself throughout this relationship and the breakup?
That's a great question. I learned so many things that I've written a book about it. But I feel like throughout this relationship, I really learned how to reach my full potential and like really unlocked new levels of my passions and like business, and learned so much as a business person in 1 year. And also obviously just like learned that so much about love and like that, I talk a lot about that in my mental health video as well, but to keep it concise, that it's very important to love yourself and all of that kind of stuff. I feel like I learned that I don't want to do everything in the media and that fame isn't all it's cracked up to be. So many things. I feel like I learned more in 2019 than I ever have in my entire life. Like I aged like a decade mentally this year.
I mean, you are constantly in the headlines. I mean, if it wasn't Jake, it was Noah Cyrus. I mean, how do you handle seeing so much news come out about you all the time?
It was weird when I started to notice that it wasn't just like, because I've been used to it for a while from like Bella and just other stuff like that, TanaCon, obviously bad things as well. I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm like stuck up and bragging. I'd been used to it, but when it got to a point where it was like, Tana Mongeau eats donut at cafe in New York City, like Tana Mongeau outfit search on, like when it literally just became everything I do, I remember noticing this drastic like change in my life, and it was really weird, and having to kind of adapt to that overnight is definitely something that takes a toll on you mentally. Another thing I'm writing about. I just sound like I'm plugging my book so much. I'm so sorry.
No, when can I read this?
Hopefully in early 2020.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I wouldn't trade it for anything, because it's like I made those YouTube videos to hopefully make one person smile every single day, and that's still what I'm passionate about and will always want to do. But the new level of press is for sure insane. Yeah.
It's been wild.
It's been crazy. Sorry, another long response from Tana.
I love that though. This is why we like you, because you are so honest, and I know I keep saying that, but I mean it.
You're sweet.
I will say, Jake said that you guys are gonna have a divorce party.
Honestly, we probably will. I know that sounds like an insane confirmation right now. Like, oh my God, Jake Paul and Tana Mongeau are scheduling a divorce party. What's gonna go wrong? I don't mean for it to be like that. It's more so just that, like, as hurt as I am, and as much as like we're like, taking a break for a second, Jake and I'm very fortunate to be able to still look at Jake and us both be so grateful for the entire experience and what it taught us. So like for us, and just as much as the wedding, it wasn't on paper, it was a celebration of love. We want to have a celebration of like this amazing year where we both changed each other's lives,
Yeah.
So we just kind of started making jokes about like a divorce party, and we kind of might want to do it with all of our friends, but we realized we're insane for that. So I don't know.
You'll have to invite ET if that happens.
Oh my God, I'm scared. You guys, I want to see what goes down. It's just me crying. No. I'm just kidding.
Have you shed tears over this?
Are you kidding me?
I mean, you said you're hurt and you talked about crying, and I'm shocked to hear that.
I think that the glasses are just to like hide the tearing up during the press today. Of course, when you have to go through anything like this with someone that you love, it's it's painful. It's really painful, obviously. But at the same time, like if it's what's best and you care about them, like you got to go through it. So, you know, yeah, of course.
You're very nice to show up. Will you
Happy to be here.
Will you be in Miami for the fight?
Who knows? Stay tuned.